Penn State. Have you guys ever had a terrible roommate? Have you ever been put in a really, really shitty living situation? I know I have. And if you're an incoming freshman, a new student, or a transfer student, well, you're just shit out of luck because Penn State just doesn't have a matching service that's good enough right now. So students are creating in like unofficial Facebook pages that are trying to match each other. And it works here and there, but it's just not efficient enough. Students end up matching with people that just, trash the place constantly, eat your food at 4 in the morning, just terrible roommates. And you don't want that. You want someone cool that you can match with and grind out with for the whole year because you're going to be living with them for 9 months. So it's pretty vital that Penn State implements a new matching services that matches personalities, likes, desires, sports, common, like everything. And I have friends that go to a much smaller school, and they tell me how they have this service and they get matched up with friends, with random kids, and they actually have a great year. But here, even though we have 10 times, 20 times as many students, we don't have this service, and this is why it's vital. It's really vital to make everyone's life, freshman life here, transfer life here, just that much better by adding this small speck to this huge, massive school. So Penn State, it's time to follow this trend, see what it's about.
I met my roommate freshman year through Facebook. Penn State did not offer me any roommate matching services, and I was never going to consider living with someone random because that's just not my style. I went onto the Facebook page for the class of 2014, where I saw people posting photos of themselves, listing their interests, and what they're looking for in a potential roommate. I ended up finding my roommate, and we've lived together ever since for 4 years now. It's been a really great experience for me, and I wish everybody could have the same one that I did. However, I know that's not realistic for everybody. Facebook is not used by everybody here at this school, and two, social media in general is just unreliable because people tend to post false representations of themselves just to appear more popular. I do think Penn State should definitely invest in something like this, but we need to hash out all the details. Let's go figure that out right now. The Penn State online roommate matching service would be similar to any online dating service. All you need is a computer to type in your personal preferences and hopefully find someone to live with for the upcoming school year. Let's take a look. Ideally, this matching service would be available for access on the PSU housing website. That's hfs.psu.edu/housing. It would be really easy for incoming or even transfer students to find this website, and it would also be a good idea to put this service under the popular links section, say right here. Now, the design of this website would be closely related to other popular sites such as rimsurf.com. Here on RimSurf, for instance, once you've registered with a school, you can then complete a survey. The survey would contain questions such as how often you bathe and other questions related to your personality and habits. For instance, I might choose that I would like to keep my room somewhat clean and organized, and I might specify that I wish my potential roommate would choose the same thing. Now, once you're done the survey, you can then scroll through pictures of your matches. It tells you what kind of percent match you have. With Olivia, I have 100%, and with Miriam, I have 94%. You can then click through to see the person's page, see what kind of activities they plan on doing once you come to school. Penn State should follow this idea pretty closely, but just make it more tailored for Penn State students and more convenient to access.
Being here in East Halls reminds me of my time as a freshman. My freshman year roommate and I were far from compatible. Our sleep schedules were completely different, and she used to wake up multiple times a week at 5:30 a.m. This was detrimental to my sleep habits and mental health. So, on top of our sleep schedules being different, we also had very different personalities. This brought a lot of animosity into the room. She was a lot messier than I was, and it was hard for me to stay organized and even focus while I was studying. Personally, if I was given an opportunity by the university to be paired with someone based on compatibility, I would have definitely taken it. Now let's go talk to a freshman and get his take on it.
We're at East Halls, and we're talking with Mitch here, who's a current freshman at Penn State, and he's going to tell us about his year living as a freshman in East Halls. So Mitch, did you know any other freshmen coming into Penn State?
I knew some kids, but I didn't really know anybody to live with.
Okay. So how did you get paired up with your roommate then?
So I went online and I switched with somebody who wanted to be in Pollock, where my 8-person was, and I switched into the 4-person in East here. And I just did not get along with my roommates at all. We weren't into anything that was similar. They were kind of recluses, gamers, and I just kind of wanted to like go out more and just didn't really click.
So if you had the option of using a service where you could take a survey about like your personality or interests, and then you would be matched up with other people with the similar interests and personality for you, and then you could choose between these people to be your roommates prior to coming to Penn State, would you be a fan of that? Like, was that something you'd be interested in?
Yeah, obviously that sounds great. I mean, it's a great idea. Find somebody similar to you. Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you for your time, and
no problem.
Good luck with the rest of the year
All right.
with your roommates.
See ya.
Thanks a lot, man. After integrating the matching service to the housing website, the next step would be to raise awareness about the service. Penn State could mention the service in its informational brochures and pamphlets, as well as on its website for prospective students. Those visiting campus would also be informed of the service through their tour guides, and they would also be informed when they come for a fit cap in their scheduling. And as in regards to current students, they would be informed through emails from the university or through their RAs, and there would also be information provided in the collegiate as well. And this would really provide the ideal situation for finding the perfect roommate.
Despite sounding like a great concept on paper, there could be a lot of problems when trying to implement a roommate matching service at Penn State. First of all, is economical. Development and maintenance of a roommate matching service could cost a lot of money. While dating sites rely on revenue to remain profitable, a no-charge roommate matching service could prove uneconomical for Penn State. A second, less considered problem is a problem of accountability. Faced with the dangers of false advertising and roommate mismatching, Penn State could potentially be taking on more responsibilities than it should as an academic institution. In my opinion, both these concerns are unfounded. According to the most recent statistics from the United States Bureau of Labor Statistics, the average yearly salary for a web developer is $62,500. And this is assuming that it would take 1 year for a web developer to both write the code for the website and maintain it. In comparison to the $38.5 million allocated to the Penn State faculty budget and the relative size of ITS, a roommate matching service would require little more than the collaboration between housing services and ITS. Like all dating websites and matching services, Penn State should include a disclaimer taking no responsibility for any content within the service and any future disputes with the roommates selected from the service, thus avoiding any issues of accountability. Without the threat of legal responsibility, the potential costs compared to the benefits become minuscule. Given the pool of Penn State students and the diversity of cultures within the student population, I feel everyone should be allowed to make a choice to live with someone they are comfortable with living. By forcing students to rely on third-party tools to solve their housing situation problems, Penn State is exposing students to possible fraud and danger.
Hello, so I'm here with my friend R.A. Vanessa Herrera, and I wanted to ask her a few questions about how she feels about this roommate matchmaking thing. So Vanessa, do you believe Penn State should implement a roommate matchmaking for the new coming students?
I actually believe that this should be implemented just because I have been an RA for the past 3 years, and I have been working with first-year students, and I have seen a lot of incidents where roommates come for the first time, they come and meet each other, but then as time passed by, they really didn't know if the roommate matched their liking. Yeah. So I feel like with a website that just gives it more information about the person that you are moving in, such as, I don't know, at what time the lights needs to go off, what are your sleeping patterns, how do you like to clean up your room, I feel like that would be more beneficial for students.
As you can see, Penn State implementing a roommate matchmaker would greatly benefit the student body, faculty, as well as Penn State as a whole. The testimonials provided show that it would be imperative to start up the system. This matchmaking process would avoid physical and mental issues between roommates. The problems Penn State will take on with the new system is easily manageable and is far less worse than not having the system third-party websites, such as Facebook, which is not for everybody and can lead to false information of a person, leading to putting students in danger as well. Penn State needs to step up big with this in order to make dorm life safer and more memorable for these students.